I had to make up something instead of clapping.
Oh, I clicked record, and as soon as Thomas just like burst out laughing. I don't know if you can just about hear it. I hope you can. That was really funny. Hello, and welcome to an episode of this podcast.
An episode.
I think it's 11, but I don't know. No, it's 10 today. I think we finally hit double digits.
Oh, never mind. I'll ask you during my segment.
Okay, right.
Bit of a panic attack.
How are you getting on?
Sure, I'm okay this week. Next week I'll be stressed beyond belief. But I know.
You're stressing.
Yep.
For a bit of context, anyone who doesn't know, we have Christmas exams in 2 weeks. The day I'm seeing the new Spiderman is the day we start Christmas exams.
That's my question. Are you coming to see Spiderman with me?
No, I'm not.
Right.
Unless wait, what day is going?
Probably Friday.
Ooh, maybe I would go. I don't know. I don't remember when my tickets are for. I think my tickets for Wednesday. But
I need to buy tonight because with new restrictions it's gonna be half capacity. So I need to go.
No, we already got ours. We got them on Spider Monday.
I didn't. I'm gonna have to ask Smatchu and Schmeichel to see if they want to go.
I didn't get my tickets.
Nice. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously.
I'm booking your fucking tickets.
Oh, you're booking?
Yeah, she is.
Yes.
Ah, cool. Right, grand.
I don't wait. The supposed manager doesn't know what's going on.
Hasn't a clue.
I don't handle these trivia things, okay? Trivial. Right,
trivia. Silly geese lore.
Right? I'm up to here with stuff I need to manage.
Like what? The non-existent Twitter?
You don't get to know, right? Because you're not the
Twitter. Don't say that as if you didn't as if you just haven't been on ours to make it. Too busy.
Neve, fuck off. My job.
Too busy doing the 25 days of silly geese.
I know.
If you haven't seen that yet, go check out the Instagram and Twitter or TikTok because.
No, don't go see it.
No.
Don't.
Okay. Because silly geese Instagram is lit.
No, we're not.
That's just it.
Maybe if you post it on it, Thomas.
I might do a wee post on it. I might have to crash the Instagram and TikTok. I don't know the password to the TikTok because it's different from the password
I don't either.
So
I don't.
I'll just have to send you on whatever it is I want to post, I suppose.
I know. I'll find it. Anyway.
Don't know why we're talking about the logistics of this.
Thomas, your week.
Thomas, tell us.
Wait.
Your week.
What am I doing?
News.
Oh.
Your news.
Sorry.
Tell us about the Thomas.
My news.
The TB lore.
Right. So. I forgot. I don't have anything interesting in my life.
I fully thought he was going to go on about the test. I fully thought he was going to go on about the test.
What test? His French test?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Nothing interesting happens for my week.
Apparently.
So I'm going to dodge the question and go to Jordan. Jordan.
I've been flat out. Not with studying or anything important. I'm on. See, our school. We have the Green Schools Committee. We have Thomas. By the way, were you there?
I wasn't there. I wasn't.
We put your name down for it, by the way. I don't think we ever told you, but yeah, your name is on the list. We have a Green Schools Committee, which I'm part of. We have Neve and Thomas. We're all part of it. Then student leader, which is kind of like, I guess in America would be kind of like class president.
Yeah,
it's a bit different from that. We kind of just do like little odd jobs for teachers, and like we're meant to do other stuff like organizing events later in the year, but that hasn't happened yet because of COVID. So we had a meeting in that today. We had a meeting for Green Schools yesterday. And we also had
You had student voice.
I had student voice or student council, whatever you want to call it. which was a double class yesterday as well. I was packed up, and I'm selling tickets next Friday for the raffle. I'm booked up for the week, lads.
And we had a bit of a spider intruder in English.
Oh yeah, there was. We were in English, and there was these two fellas, and we were just looking at a spider for like the whole class.
It was the four of us now.
Me and Eve, and the two lads, and it was some crack.
It's pandemonium. Is the only way to describe it.
Oh,
I was there.
Thomas was there. He was just chilling.
He was there today. He wasn't there yesterday when I kicked off.
when it first started. Oh, fuck's sake.
Sorry, how he dived off the roof. Anyway.
Yeah, we didn't mean to go on a tangent there, but it's only been 5 minutes. Pretty chill.
Yeah. It's our podcast, our rules.
Facts. So, I'm going to put it back over to Thomas, who was very eager to read his video game news a minute ago. So,
no, I'm not.
Well, too bad. It's my podcast, I make the rules.
You tell him, boss.
No.
Right. Read your fucking news. Come on.
I felt it. So the PS Plus games got confirmed. It is Lego DC Supervillains and Mortal Shell.
Oh yeah.
And for PS5, we got Godfall Champion Edition.
Oh, okay. Which last week you thought was just the normal edition, right?
Yeah, but this is bad because Champion Edition isn't actually the full game. It's only like a demo kind of. Doesn't give you the campaign. Just gives you end game loot and just.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Fair.
PlayStation got a new service subscription. Well, is making a new service subscription, which will blend PS Plus and PlayStation Now. Its codename is Spartacus. So it'll be kind of like Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, kind of like Game Pass Ultimate, I suppose.
Yeah.
Fair.
Then Take-Two are trademark claiming It Takes Two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't that already a game, though?
Yeah, it is. And they're trademarking it, like the
okay.
word, because it's too close to their name.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough. Yes, I don't know. I'm not a businessman.
And then Paper Mario is coming to Nintendo 64 Switch Online.
I wish I had that, but I don't have the money to pay for that.
On the 10th of December.
I'd love to play that game. Even though apparently all the new 64 games on the Switch are like really bad ROM hacks that they probably got online. They're not like the original games like re-uploaded. They're like bad versions of the original games. I saw a load of people complaining about it on Twitter, which is it all the time. But I don't know. Just it's a good game, I suppose, but hopefully it plays well. Because if it doesn't, is that it, Thomas? Do you have more?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Pretty swag. I thought I remembered something there. I didn't. Oh, I have a bit of news to add on to you. There was, I think now it's technically the final, but I don't know. Smash Bros. Update yesterday, as of today. And they buffed a load of characters, and they nerfed some of the newer characters, like some of the DLCs. So now I think the Street Fighter characters are like a good bit better than they were before, which is always pretty swag, because it kind of felt like they got kind of left behind with the new game. But everyone in the new update seems quite swag, and there's like a lot of new like combos and shit you can do. I'm gonna pass it over to Neve now. I'm done ranting about that.
Grand. Don't have much news. Not really exciting happened this week. Forgot to say last week that Hawkeye was released.
Yes.
Is just from what I can gather, it's been getting really good reviews.
I haven't really seen many bad opinions on it. Or
No,
negative
the
views.
newest episode was rated fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. I saw that about half an hour ago.
Fair enough.
Also, Ghostbusters Afterlife and Encanto was released over the last 2 weeks.
I was gonna say I was gonna say we never mentioned Ghostbusters, and I haven't heard a single thing about it.
No, people are saying it's a really good reboot.
Okay, it seemed like it looked like it, but
Sure.
I had
As
not
main
heard a
man
single
Paul
person.
Rudd.
Yeah, he's just Paul Rudd running through like different locations. It's like, okay, run through a
Just him
school.
looking at like little marshmallow men and going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's just him like all the time.
McKenna Grace is in it, who's a brilliant actress.
What's she in?
She's in Gifted with Chris Evans. Sorry, I forgot his name. What else? Oh, she's in something else. But she's a really good actress, and she's only like 15.
Oh, okay. Thomas, what are you doing? I just noticed you. You're like a shark down there. You look like you're out on the bus, which we won't talk about.
Oh!
That one's not going into the lower, so it's not.
But main thing about Ghostbusters is not to go off on a tangent. Who the fuck is the granddad? Who is it? I don't know if it's going to be
Bill
like.
Murray.
I don't think it is.
It seems like it is based on the trailers.
I think it's Egon, the fellow with the glasses.
Okay, that makes sense. Is he not dead?
Yeah, that's why the granddad.
Oh, because Bill Murray's in it.
Yeah.
And so is
I
the
don't
other
know.
two, to my knowledge.
Ray and Winston.
Which one? Wait, is Ray the black one?
Wait.
No,
Is Bill Murray dead?
Winston. What?
Bill Murray is
Bill
happily
Murray's
alive.
not dead. The tall nerdy fella from the original Ghostbusters is dead.
I thought it was Bill Murray this entire time.
No. Bill Murray is
He
chilling.
dies in the Zombieland lore, but not in maybe.
No,
maybe you thought Jesse Eisenberg killed Bill Murray.
No, it's because I just thought, and now I'm pretty happy because now I feel like Groundhog Day 2 is more.
Oh,
shut and Garfield 3. Garfield 3.
Have Chris Pratt for that. The Mr. Voice Actor, all of a sudden.
Right. Anyway.
I was gonna say.
I'm convinced that it's Egon. I know.
That makes sense, but especially since like, why would Bill Murray's character keep the car?
Yeah, and also, who's your one? The receptionist. Get her name. She's in it, and she's like, "Oh yeah, your dad. Get a few secrets." She was there having a fucking fling with Egon in the original ones.
Bit of a naughty time. No, I always felt really bad for the actor who plays Winston.
Yeah.
Because he was originally meant to do a lot more in the original script, and then they got Bill Murray, and then Bill Murray was like, no, not Bill Murray. I'm not going to blame Bill Murray for this. The producers were like, Bill Murray, you're really funny. Say all the funny things. So Winston's character just kind of got shelved.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, can I have a job, please?" Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, Bill Murray is a great actor and all, but like I kind of always did feel bad that he did steal the spotlight a lot in that. Because Winston was meant to be like way more predominant than he ended up being.
Yeah.
Because he feels really out of place in that movie, apparently.
He does. I watched it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm talking as if I've watched it 20 billion years, or for 20 billion times, not for 20 billion years. But he is just kind of, he's just like, "Oh fuck, I'm looking for a job. You Ghostbusters hiring? Would you take me on, please? Yeah. I have a car." That's my name.
Oh, I love that car though. That car is such a good design.
I want the Lego set, and my mommy's not going to get it for me for Christmas.
Oh, that's sad.
Please.
What?
What, Thomas?
Is our review on Ghostbusters?
No.
No, it's
Just-
on
We're just on a
Spiderman,
wee
but
tangent.
I'm saying movie now.
Right.
Also, Encanto was released. The
I wanna
Latin
see that
American thing.
thing.
Hmm.
The
That-
one where it's about all them family, that big family,
You
and
know,
they all
it's
have
right, you're
special
Our
things. And
house
then,
is there.
Oh,
and then your one is like, I'm not special, and everyone's like, yeah, you're right, you are not special.
Shut the fuck up.
Like, it's good. It looks very good and I've heard it's very good. I
Yeah,
watched
also has-
go on.
Oh, sorry. You can.
I was gonna say I watched this Shifrellis review on it, and he was like, I was really going into this, and I was like, this is gonna be another Coco, or another like Frozen 2, or another Raya the Last Dragon, and apparently it's just not any of those. Apparently it's just so simple, and like it's just really good, and the music is like, he was saying the music isn't as good in comparison to other things that Lin-Manuel Miranda has done,
Yeah.
but it's still very good. And from what I've heard of the soundtrack so far, I don't want to listen to a lot of it in case like there's like weird spoilers, but
Yeah.
from what I've heard of the soundtrack so far, it's very good. I really like Surface Pressure.
Yeah, and also they have different representation of different Latinos,
Yeah,
like and all that.
it's
Some
really good.
some people, I mean racists, refuse to believe that Afro Latino is a thing. They're like,
So
no.
wild.
They're like, no, you cannot be this. It's illegal.
We say you cannot, so you cannot.
And just to round up movie news, upcoming movies in December. We have Don't Look Up, which is fucking, it's going on to Netflix and it has Jennifer Lawrence, Leonardo DiCaprio, Meryl Streep, Ariana Grande. I'm pretty sure Pete Davidson is in this as well, and a shit ton more.
What is it about?
Basically, this big asteroid, is coming towards her, and Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio are like, yeah, this thing's gonna fucking kill us, and none of them listen to them.
What the fuck? Netflix will
Meryl-
really do anything, won't they?
And Meryl Streep is president.
What the fuck?
And Leonardo, the funniest part, like, I think it's meant to be, oh, Jonah Hill's in it as well, sorry.
What? What?
It's all in this film, and I'm gonna watch it. Like, come back to me in a
Is
week.
this a Megamind reboot or something?
I don't know. But fucking the trailer opens to Leonardo DiCaprio having a fucking breakdown in a public bathroom. He's just like
What the fuck? That sounds funny.
go underground.
Who?
It's always
Wait, is
safe.
that a Netflix movie?
yeah.
Oh, I might actually watch that. That sounds fucking funny.
No, it's meant to be brilliant. It's meant to
Okay.
be really good.
Okay, I'll put that on my list.
With Tick Tick Boom, I've been quite impressed with Netflix. So I don't know.
I've seen some scenes
well-
of that. It looks good.
Other films. There's 3 other films that I have wrote down. Matrix Resurrections. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
it hasn't been delayed. I haven't heard anything about that movie since that one trailer came out.
It's been like released Christmas week. No one's gonna fucking see it.
That's a weird time to release that movie.
Apart from Americans, because Americans have this thing on the day after Christmas they go to the cinema.
Do they? Never heard of that.
Yeah. Like,
But like,
on
it's
St.
also
Stephen's
probably
Day.
gonna do well in China.
Yeah, and then on St. Stephen's Day, the Americans just go for fucking. They're like, let's go to cinema. They do.
Don't blame.
Also, The Kingsman, the prequel to the Kingsman movies, with Ralph Fiennes. Yes.
There's a prequel to the Kingsman movies coming out, and no one told me.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that.
What? That sounds so good.
Yeah, it's like set in World War II
What the?
or World War One.
I do know about that actually.
Rasputin's in it.
I think wasn't that meant to come out before COVID?
Yes, it got delayed.
That's why. I remember the trailer for that. And I was like, "Oh, that looks good," and then it never came out.
Yeah, it's heavily delayed. Who else is in it? Fucking Aaron Taylor Johnson,
Yeah.
who does 1 film per year. Or for the last fucking 3 years. 1 film per 3 years. But yeah, it looks really good. Kingsman, Matthew Vaughn, the director, never really seems to miss with Kingsman. So
Those are good movies. I
yeah,
need to rewatch the second one, but the first one's very good.
yeah. Then finally, I forgot about this altogether until this morning. West Side Story.
I was about to say that. If you had Spider-Man there, I was going to tell you about West Side Story. It looks so good. I didn't know about this until until I got home from school. It looks so good.
It's like Steven Spielberg. What are you doing here now?
Ansel Elgort. Oh my god.
I had to explain to my sister what it was about, and I was like, "Oh, it's a shit Romeo and Juliet." Well, not shit Romeo and Juliet. It's
It's a good
whatever.
one. It's okay, I guess.
Yeah, but there's no more cute you. I'm telling you, no more cute you. You're dead.
Nah. Facts.
Yeah, so that's it for movie news this week. Hopefully, it will pick up. It probably won't until after Christmas, but
I mean, I don't think so, because we're gonna start seeing. We're probably gonna see another Spider-Man trailer.
oh, I don't know if I said this. Daily Bugle TikTok. That's a thing.
It's so stupid, but it's a thing.
Yes.
Oh, the MCU now.
Yeah, Thomas commented on it, so now he's like, lads, I'm in the MCU. Officially.
And we're like-
This is the official TikTok channel in the MCU as well.
And we're like, shut up, Thomas.
Excuse me. Don't talk to people who aren't in the MCU.
Sorry.
Alright,
leave.
Thomas. I'll fucking kick you then.
She has the power to do that.
Okay.
Wait. I made this.
Thomas is actually.
You don't talk to MCU, non-MCU.
Yeah, show Thomas.
What would it be?
I guess I'll allow it since multi-dimensional things are happening now.
Thomas got transported into a different dimension to do a podcast.
How come she has the power? I fucking made this server like years ago.
You made it in May,
Yeah.
if even.
Was it even originally a Silly Geese server?
No,
It
it was
was.
just a server.
Yeah, it was just a server. I think it was just a server me and Thomas were just in.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, sure, you added me in.
I'm
Look
sure
where we
it
are
was.
now. Anyway, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
Homecoming, Tom Holland, Zendaya,
Oh, that's
Jason
what's in there.
Michael
Michael
Keaton,
Keaton! RDJ.
Robbie Downey Jr.,
Robbie Downey Jr.
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino!
Hey.
Your man who plays Flash Thompson. I don't know his name.
name.
This is
And he's in
MCU.
so many things.
Who else is in this movie?
Marissa Tomei.
The Shocker! Both of them. The one that's alive and the one that's not alive.
Hey,
Happy Hogan.
Is Phil
Happy
Coulson in
Hogan.
this
John
movie?
Favreau. No.
No,
Gwyneth
because he's
Paltrow.
dead.
She
Sorry.
refuses to believe. Gwyneth Paltrow, who refuses to believe that she's in this film.
Wait, what? She's not in this film. She
She
is
is
in
at
this
the-
film. Did
You
you ever
guys
hear the
leave.
story?
How would you know?
Did you ever hear the story of her not knowing Samuel Jackson was in the MCU until Endgame?
No.
She didn't know,
No.
and she was in like 4 movies with him before that. Like 4 MCU movies. I don't know about like normal movies, but like they were in all 3 Oh wait, Samuel Jackson's not in the 3rd Iron Man movie. But she was also in the Avengers movies.
Yes.
But they're never in a scene together. I think maybe Samuel Jackson's on the phone to them in a scene, but at the same time, I don't know. I haven't seen the first Avengers movie in so long. I get bored watching that movie. The first
Oh,
Avengers.
it's so good.
Everyone says it's so good. It's so bad.
No.
In
I
comparison
prefer
to like
Age of Ultron.
Age of yeah, I was just about to say in comparison to like Age of Ultron or Endgame, it's so bad. 'Cause
I
it's
think
like-
Age of Ultron's my favourite fucking Avengers film.
Endgame, it was my favorite until Endgame. Infinity War is still my least favorite, but it's just under the first Avengers movie.
No, fucking Avengers lick my balls. Like, I hate it so much. It's so slow.
Yeah, I think it's because it's
Anyway.
not made by Jon Favreau, who was meant to make it,
Yeah.
and so it was given to
Joss Whedon.
Josh Peden.
Avengers is my favorite movie.
Oh, go on to this.
I'm so sad.
I like, see, the thing is, I like certain aspects of it, but I don't like how it's like, Iron Man 2 happened, and then they were like, oh, well, we have to give Iron Man a reason for wanting to be in the Avengers. How about we just don't give him a reason?
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
this is not, yeah.
not an Avenger review. This is
Yeah.
Spiderman.
Oh, we'll eventually have to do an Avengers review. We're gonna have to do all 4 of those movies.
I'm not putting myself through that pain.
But like, think about it, right? You just put it through. You put yourself through the pain of the first one, and then you're like, the second one, this is so good, and then you're like, oh, Infinity War, all right, whatever, and then it's like Endgame.
Anyway,
yeah,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
We opened
Very good.
just after the Battle of New York, and Michael Keaton's like, "Woohoo! Come on, lads, let's get this alien shit.
Let's get this money. Let's get this bag.
Let's get the ding dosh."
The dash. And then your one from Damage Control, I think she's also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I don't know. She's like, lads. You just can't be at that. We're the council, and we're here to fix the potholes in the city. There's about 12 of us, and we're all drinking fucking tea. And Michael Keaton's like, hold on a second, Missy. I have a city contract, and she's like, I don't care.
And hits him on the head with a shovel.
And hits him on the fucking head with a shovel. That's a really good scene, in my opinion. That entire opening, that entire opening scene is so good. It's not really in Far From Home as much, but in this movie, it's really prominent where there's a lot of like, something happens, and then it like cuts to like a random other frame in the movie. So it's like that scene at the very beginning. It's like, the Battle of New York, and it's like on the drawing, and then they look up and it's like this like big huge wrecked Avengers Tower. It's all these like blowhards like fucking salvaging all the equipment. Like they're just a pack of losers basically. And then it's like, oh yeah, you can talk to my superiors if you have a problem with it, and it changes to like the picture of Robert Downey Jr. on the TV. Famous drug addict Robert Downey Jr. And it's like, I like that in this movie a lot, where like they do a lot of like this swelling orchestra, and then it just like cuts to something really mundane.
Yeah.
I think it's another bit. It's when they're on the Stark internship. He goes like, we'll call you, or someone will call you, and then it cuts and Peter's on the bus, like trying to get through to Happy. I always thought that was really good in this movie. It's like funny.
I like the homemade film at the start. Queens. It's not much goes home.
Thomas, do you have any notes in the beginning?
Not really. It was just a really good opening.
Yeah.
So.
It also like it very quickly establishes the relationship between like Vulture and everyone else.
Yes.
It's like the Vulture, right? It's like, okay, how do we make a villain that we can just quickly say he hates this person and he likes these people? Talk about his daughter. Have a bit of the crack with the lads. Be ticked off at Iron Man for not, well,
go on the session.
Go on the sesh with the boys. Absolutely knock the jaw of some lads. Which happens in this movie. Michael Keaton throws a punch in this movie. Just randomly.
He does.
It's so out of nowhere.
He's like, okay.
It literally looks like Michael Keaton got really tick on set.
I love Michael Keaton.
What do you think on the Vulture costume?
I like it.
It's so, yeah, okay. I love it.
It's new. Like they make it terrifying.
Yeah. It's very different from like the Spider-Man video games portrayal of it, but in a good way.
Yeah, because look at your Lego figure. If you saw that thing fucking coming towards you, would you be scared? No.
No, I'd be like, Jesus, what is this crippled old man coming at me for?
Yeah, you see Michael Keaton coming towards you and on his fucking hoverboard shit, and you're like, oh, leave me alone.
You're like, please, please. He looks like imagine the Batman like armor from Batman vs Superman. Imagine if that could fly.
Yeah.
That's what that suit looks like. It looks so scary. And the like even like the green eyes are so terrifying.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just kind of realised now, this is his second film being a bird. Birdman.
Oh my god, I forgot about Birdman. I forgot about Birdman. And he's Batman as well. I mean, he's not a bird,
Oh,
technically,
jeez.
but like
Oh my god, he's been an animal so many
he's been
times.
flying animals. He's probably voiced a flying animal at one point.
Probably.
Will Smith.
The vulture in
Sorry?
Huh? Oh no, I was making a joke. Don't
Oh,
forget
I
about
hear
it.
you. I'm sorry. It like cut, or I think it cut out, or maybe I'm just stupid. Do I have
Maybe both.
probably both. Peter Parker's short film is so good.
So
Except
funny.
I have one complaint about that entire thing, and it's when he opens the briefcase and it looks like the worst CGI ever. I don't know if it's meant to be CGI or if the suit just looks really weird. Because it looks like the suit grows from the case.
Yeah, it's a bit weird like that.
But other than that, the Spider-Man suit looks good.
Yeah.
I think both of them in this movie look good. Like the homemade one and the Stark suit. Oh, well, I guess the Infinity War suit as well is in this movie.
I think it's so funny when he's just like in the thing with his camera, like in his like shit suit, and he's like, yeah. I'm gonna fucking beat up camera. Yeah.
And Happy's like, what the fuck are you doing? You idiot.
I love his and Happy's relationship in this movie. It's so
It's
funny.
so funny because it's like, I love the contrast between this movie and what we've seen of No Way Home so far. Because this movie it's like Peter trying to get through to Happy, and in the new movie it's Happy trying to get through to Peter.
Yeah.
Happy Hogan. I hope he doesn't die in the new movie.
If he dies, I will cry.
A lot of people think he will, and I'm like, oh, but I don't know. I think he has a couple more left in him, and I also think it's a bit of a cop out if he leaves now because they just set up the thing with him and Morgan.
Yeah.
Which would be so sad if he just died, like straight away after that.
He has to get her all the cheeseburgers she wants.
Cheeseburgers.
I'm gonna get you all the cheeseburgers. Peace.
Do you want some cheeseburgers?
In the corner.
Oh, what else? I really like in this movie that Peter Parker. You know the way Peter Parker is like very smart, and he's like very strong, and other things. No.
Yes.
This is just me that picked up on that.
I think he's an idiot that's weak.
So, I like... I would beat up Peter Parker. I'd be like... Giving it an orgeous thump in the side of the jaw.
Absolutely just jump him.
I'll hit him on the skull with a shovel.
Hit him on the skull. The weak point of men.
I could beat the shit out of Peter Parker, but Spider-Man, I could never.
Nah.
Spider-Man's a different breed.
But like, there's some things. It's especially like at the beginning of this movie, because they're a lot more explicit with it in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, where it's like Peter's very strong and Peter's very intelligent because he goes to the big science thing and he understands what's going on. But in this movie, it's like Happy Hogan is taking the briefcase out of the back of the car, and Happy is struggling to lift it with two hands. And when they drive off, Peter is like holding it with one hand. And I think it's his weak hand. But I don't know. I don't know why it's his right hand. I don't know if he's right or left-handed, but I assume he's right. But yeah, he's just holding it with one hand, like a boss. What else is there? He makes his own web fluid, and there's like different versions. And he has it like written out exactly what it is. So like, he's intelligent because he understands how to do that.
He knows what's going on.
He knows what he's at with his chemical compounds.
He knows.
And then not only that, he's like not paying attention in class, and he looks at a whiteboard for like 2 seconds, and he figures out the entire equation.
And I've been quoting that all week. I was like, the mask cancelled out.
But
So it's just
I find that's really funny because someone pointed this out to me recently. They go to a smart school, right? Like it's a science school.
Yeah.
So Flash Thompson calls Peter a nerd, even though Flash Thompson is attending this school. What a nerd!
But he's through a scholarship of football.
Does he play football in these movies?
No.
He does.
He drives his dad's Audi. He's on the fucking, what is it? The
debate
Mathletes
team, or
team.
Maths
whatever
Leeds.
it's
Yeah, Maths Leeds.
called.
The academic decathlon. That's what it's called.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought Matt was the Mean Girls anyway.
Flash.
Do you guys have anything up to like, I guess up to the school scenes, like the start?
May is hot.
No, that's after the school scene.
Who's May? Oh, Aunt May. Okay, yeah. I guess. Alright, if we're stating the obvious, like,
Yeah.
That's when he's in the science classroom. You can see a picture of Bruce Banner on the wall next to like Isaac Newton and them. Not Robert Downey Jr. He's not on the wall.
Do you think the quote beside Bruce Banner is "You don't like me, man"?
Oh, fuck's sake. It's a shit joke. But it's sort of like, I don't know.
No, that's the best thing I've said all day.
I love how this movie goes. All right, Peter's at school. He wants to. He's looking at the clock. He wants to get out of there. Then he just leaves. He's the only one who He's basically sprinting out the door like a proper nerd. He looks like a first year trying to get to the bus, like to secure their seat up the front of the bus. But he fully runs out, looks around, and hops over like an 8-foot fence. Why didn't he walk around it?
He
must have been hard hungry.
Oh, he's mad hungry to get to
Omar's, I think it is.
Oh,
I don't know if it's Omar's, but I know the cat's name is Marv.
Oh, he wants to go. What's his face? Mr.
What are you saying?
Mr. Dalmar? Is that it?
That's it, Dalmar's, yeah.
I'm going to squish it over with flat tanks.
I really like that scene because I like how he's like, "How's your aunt?" He's like,
"You come watch your tour, eh?"
Okay. And then he's like, and then he says to your man behind him, like, "Oh, he has this real hot, like, Latina aunt." And then Mr. Holland goes, "How's your daughter?" He's like, $10.
And he's like, come on, here.
That cat is cute. I like that whole scene. Right. I think that whole scene is quite wholesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Peter Parker, goes into an alleyway, gonna get changed. Why is his boxers down to his knees?
Because they're boxer briefs.
They're so big. And then how come
he's a growing man, Eve.
How come when he puts on the suit, there ain't no lines?
What do you mean there was no lines?
There's no knicker line or nothing. This is what annoys me.
Because the suit makes it skin tight.
But then you'd see the knickers even more.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it makes it so tight you can't see them.
You can't really see boxers underneath like tight suits. You can't see
he's wearing fucking shorts. He's not wearing boxers.
He's not wearing shorts. He's wearing boxers.
No, he isn't.
They're boxer briefs, I think.
I think the suit has an inner pad that kind of like hides it.
Has like a big fucking inseam. Makes his arse look bigger.
His arse looks so big in that suit. Can we talk about that?
I've never.
Have you not seen the photo of like Tom Holland's arse in his costume and then like Captain America's in hers?
Yeah, I have seen that.
His is like boom.
I remember someone comparing it to Captain America's arse. Why are we talking about arses on this? Jesus Christ! I remember someone comparing it
Let's
to
move on.
Mr. America's, and they were like, "Jesus, Peter."
Captain America is America's ass. All right, let's move on. Come on.
That scene where he drops the Death Star. Funny.
What?
Ned finds
Hurts
out.
me. Hurts me.
It does hurt me. I love that scene where Ned comes over to him in the middle of the hallway carrying Emperor Palpatine. And he goes, "Would you like to see build my new Lego Death Star?" It's like, shut up, nerd.
And then there's cheerleaders or like popular girls that are like, ew.
Yeah, and it's like, and Peter
And
Parker
then he's
gives him
like,
like
"Yeah,
a
I
look,
know,
and
right?"
it's like, obviously they're gonna call you ew. He just walked over to you and went, "Do you want to build my new Lego Death Star?"
And then Peter Parker went, no way. Oh my god.
And then he's like,
Oh
"Seriously?
my god, loser!
Oh my god, seriously, bro, that's sick."
I love how. See, I think Ned. I have a note here. I was telling you about this earlier. Ned is the definition of comedic timing, but I feel like Ned is really weirdly written in this movie, because everyone is meant to be like 15, but Ned doesn't understand how jobs work, which
Neither
is,
does Peter.
I
He's too busy gaming.
suppose. But Ned
They're
is
both
like,
safe.
"Oh, go get that spreadsheet, Peter. Here's a gold coin. I know how jobs work." What? Where it sounds like he's doing a Skyrim quest. It's like, go kill 20 yaks. Here's your gold coin.
I love the montage
Ned
of him
probably
asking
mastered
Peter
Who's
questions.
Your Dad.
Sorry, Thomas.
Yeah, you will be.
Thomas, you interrupted her.
No, I didn't.
What did you say since you had something smaller to say?
Ned probably mastered Fus Rodat. He's probably like the highest level in Skyrim.
Definitely. It's definitely a fucking nerd. Anyway, go on, Eve.
I love the montage of him asking Peter questions like, do you lay eggs?
Yeah, it's good. Can you control spiders? Or can you summon an army of spiders? As far as I know, they are all references to the comics, to like different comic lines. But I don't know.
I found out
Yeah,
something about Spider-Man in a Spider-Man comic.
Wait, what?
In one of the Spider-Man comics, it is canon that his cum is radioactive. And he has sex with MJ, and she gets cancer.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What? Doesn't even make sense.
Makes sense.
Oh. Alright.
I mean, in another comic, I think the summoning an army of spiders is a reference to Spiders Man.
Probably. Or it's an Ant-Man reference.
Yeah, well, either way, Spiders Man is a whole different thing. Not Peter Parker, just a bunch of spiders in a suit.
I've heard of that one actually. There's some
Yeah.
wild like Spider-Man comics.
Like the one I just said.
I think I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but I've definitely told it to you like in person before. Where there's a Deadpool comic where they go back in time, and Deadpool, it was like Deadpool, the 80s version of Deadpool and the 90s version of Deadpool goes back in time to the 60s version of Spider-Man comics, and he uses a device to transform into Peter Parker, and he just goes to Peter Parker's prom. And it's so funny.
It
Because
is.
it's just back in the 60s, Harry and Norman Osborn had this like weird purple hair in the comics, but it looked like cornrows. And in the comic, Deadpool was like, "What the fuck is on your head?" He's like, "What is it meant to be? Is it meant to be gelled, lined, cornrows? I don't know. I must refuse to crack a wise joke though." Hang on. Oh,
And then he just.
go on, Thomas.
And then I remember in that he was poking fun at how Spider-Man is just kind of stupid as he just
Yeah.
calls him on like a payphone and he's just like, "There's this thing that's going to happen in like 60 seconds over here. Head over there."
And he's like,
And he's like,
"Okay, this is the 60s. I'll believe that." And he just leaves. No, that's a really funny comic. I want to go back and reread it because it's been a while. But
Yeah.
Peter Parker's principal in this movie. I don't remember. I didn't write down who plays him, but he is the grandson of one of the Howling Commandos, because he played the same Howling Commando, the same actor played him. Like, but yeah, he's It's not confirmed that he's grandson, but he's most likely the grandson.
No, it is confirmed, isn't it?
I don't know.
Thought it was.
Maybe it is. Miles is referenced in this movie, but in a deleted scene, he's named. I think it was meant to be an after credits scene of Childish Gambino is like sitting on the floor of that car park with his hands still tied, and he rings Miles and he's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna make it, fam. I'm sorry."
Mans, I can't.
Mans, I'm fucked.
This fucking Spider-Man, yeah, comes down here thinking that he's a boss and shit.
He's the hard man coming down. With the red eyes on him and everything. Also, I assume you have seen the poster of Peter Parker, and he's like lying on his back and he has the academic jacket on. That photo was not taken for posters. That was just taken by someone on set of Tom Holland when he wasn't paying attention. And they were like, this photo is really good. And they just used it in all the posters.
Which is pretty cool.
It is. And now they're just not doing the posters very well in everyone's eyes.
Oh no, they released new ones today.
They did release new ones. And they released character specific ones the other day. There's an Electro one, there's a Doc Ock one.
There's a Green Goblin.
There's a Green Goblin one. The new Green Goblin costume.
They did a new one, and it's MJ in the center. And it looks really good.
Oh no. Who do you think is saving MJ?
I don't know.
Or do you think it's a bit of Hollywood movie magic, and they're trying to trick us?
I think it's a bit of movie magic, and it's big Garfield. Not Garfield as in the cash, as in the
It's like Spider-Ham, but it's Garfield, and he's played by Bill Murray. It's Bill Murray in a giant Garfield costume.
By the Garfield.
Fuck. Fuck's sake. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be Tobey Maguire. If Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in this movie, I don't think it's gonna be Tobey.
No, it has to be Andrew.
It will have to either be Andrew or Tom, but we know it's not Tom because we've seen all of Tom's suits in this movie, and we know what the hand looks like. But Andrew's doesn't have the black on the hand either. So it's weird.
They could just be like, oh fuck it, it's actually Doc Ock.
I remember hearing a lot about Doc Ock. No, I remember hearing a lot about Sandman was gonna switch sides, or Vulture was gonna switch sides or something. But I don't know.
I can definitely see either Doc Ock or Sandman.
Or Venom, maybe.
Nah, Venom no.
But Venom in the comics. Have you heard of what Venom is in the comics?
Not really.
Venom in the comics cannot achieve full symbiosis with Eddie Brock. There's a reason for this. Even though they're in a gay relationship in the comics, they cannot they cannot achieve full symbiosis. And the reason for this is because Venom has feelings for Peter Parker. He's slightly in love with Peter Parker. And everyone thinks that in this new movie, he's gonna want to try and bind with Peter.
He's like, come here.
Come here to me now. Licking his lips.
I'm a bit of...
Tom Hardy's just here like, what the fuck?
It's so stupid though. Oh, we probably shouldn't be talking about this, but
That's funny.
I love the suit in this movie. It might be really simple, and it might be really MCU or kind of midday MCU, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's so simple and nice. The big moving goggles or lenses are really cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because they're way more expressive like that.
Yeah.
Which is what they are in the comics. So I feel like even if they look a bit dumb sometimes, or even if it's like actually the suit wouldn't be able to because it's too small. It's like, shut up. They look cool and they're nice and expressive. Because
Yeah.
it's like, what's the alternative to that? Then you're just doing
Eyebrow.
another eyebrows. Imagine him having like big cartoon eyebrows, like he's looking at like, Childish Gambino and he's like, I listen to music. I don't know what I'm doing
There's
with
some
my
pretty
fingers
decent
if I don't have
tunes.
big eyebrows already. But yeah, no. What was it? What else? I don't remember what I was gonna say.
I don't know.
I can see now.
Thomas,
I just
quickly.
after I started recording, Thomas just looks dead in the camera and goes, "I can see now." We're gonna leave that in because it's just stupid.
I can see
Thomas
everything.
had a bit of a don't know, a bit of a stroke, I'd
Issue.
say.
A bit of a moment.
Bit of a bro moment, and yeah, we had to just take a little bit of a pause. But Thomas, do us a favor.
Yep.
What's the plot of this movie?
What's the plot?
Yeah, just sum it up. Like. Summarize the movie.
Okay. So old man has a job. Tony's like, no, not anymore. He's like, I do the crimes now for my boys, for my family. I become Birdman. And then a couple of years pass, and then we got Spiderman, and he's like, hey, I'm a secret identity guy. Tony Stark's like, no, I know. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, work for me. And I was like, okay. Go to airport. He's like, this is where I appear. Hello. Do the fighting. Then he goes back home, and he has a normal school life. And then stuff happens, and he's like, wait, that guy's exists. Hold on. He webs him up with his new suit, and he's like, hey, I like this new suit. He meets the Avengers in a bank, beats him up, makes some funny comments, coughs, hello, fights them, beats the Avengers, shows that he is big Avenger beater man, and also Spider-Man. His aunt is hot in this movie. People know this. People say this.
We are aware of this.
Yes, we are aware of this. He goes to school again. Captain America is his TV coach. He's like, and he goes, how do you do, fellow kids? Hopped off the cliff. Then Spider-Man, he's like, huh, Captain America, nice. I fought him. I killed him. Ned's like, so, do you have radioactive cum? Spider-Man's like, no. I got Death Star. Spider-Man's like, yeah. Then Spider-Man finally finds bad guy with big tech, and he's like, no, not now. No. I kill. And then Suit's like, we kill? And he's like, no, I don't kill.
What are you talking about, idiot?
He fights people. He meets Shocker. He beats the shit out of him. Shocker comes back to boss, and he's like, I bet him, but I can do it. Like,
I'm off.
And then he's like, you made a scene. We don't do scenes in this movie.
I'm an actor. Don't tell anyone.
And then he's like, well, I'm taking the tech. And he's like, oh, okay. Kills him. Simple. Turns to dust. And then he throws glove, and the guy who was with him the entire time and was actually smart. And he's like, you knew Shocker now. Like, yeah, I am.
Thomas using broken English for this. Caveman English.
Childish Gambino is in this movie.
Yes.
He's so good. He's just like, hey, you might not know me, but I might be the Prowler. I might not. We'll never know if I'm going to be the Prowler in the MCU, but I'm here. And Spider-Man's like, cool. Is that ice cream? Yeah. Right. Webs him to car. Asks for stuff. Man's like, okay, here you go. Spider-Man's like, yee. He goes to boat, which is where stuff is. And he beats up guys. Boat gets cut in half. He shows big, strong moments. Pulls ship together. Tony's like, no, bad. You damaged property. Give suit. He's like, no, I'm not Spider-Man without suit. Tony's like,
Don't be Spider-Man.
okay, fuck you. And then I realized I skipped over the Washington scene. So we take the go back. Spider-Man goes to Washington.
The Washington
A
scene
bit
hadn't
ago.
happened yet.
No,
It had, because Tony takes suit.
Yeah, and he's wearing the suit in the Washington scene.
Exactly. So I'm talking about how Tony doesn't take the suit. This is the past,
Oh yeah. What?
right? He climbs Washington. He realizes, shoot, I'm scared of heights, which is very funny because Spider-Man, you wouldn't think he's scared of heights since he swings from building to building.
There was nothing to swing on.
But he's like, Spider-Man, he jumps off tower. Luckily enough, the suit stops him killing himself and projects webs. And he's like, ah. And then he goes to a hotel. He's like, Ned, watch my back, bro. Ned's like, yeah. And he's like, grand. Also, Ned knows he's Spider-Man because he went into his room and took off his clothes. And Ned was right behind him, watching in his bunk bed for some reason. I don't know why he has a bunk bed, but he has a bunk bed. And his house seems to have changed a couple of times because he had a regular room with a single bed. And now it's changed to him.
Hang on, in the year that's got, or in the few months that's gone by since Civil War, he's gotten a bunk bed, and he's changed the whole layout of his room. It's weird. He also just acquired a load of Lego, I think, because I don't remember the Lego being in Civil War.
Because they couldn't trademark it yet.
Yeah, that was the reason. Actually, I remember that.
And Ned, he had the big Death Star, which he talked about before in the past, which scared away from girls.
Again.
Spider-Man was, which
Spider-Man
he
was
scared
like,
away from
darn
girls.
damn it!
And Spider-Man was hiding the fact that he was really interested in the Lego. This is an important fact. He acted like he wasn't in front of the women, but once they were gone, he was like, "Dude, seriously?" And then, so anyway, I'm going on a tangent here. Spider-Man goes, "Yeah, I'm Spider-Man." Ned drops the Death Star, destroying weeks, months of work. And Spider-Man's okay with this, which I am not okay with. And Ned's like, well, we're going to have to build this again. And he's like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man, by the way. And he's like, cool. Anyway, they go back to Washington, right? And Spider-Man's like, watch my back, I'm Spider-Man. Okay. Spider-Man, he hops on a truck. He goes to a facility with containers. He's trapped. And he's like, oh no. And he says, I need to escape. What's in my backpack? A bomb! Oh my god! A calculator.
Oh, right, in the back in Washington, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back at Washington. Keep up with the story.
I'm trying.
He
It's been going on for 5 minutes, okay? Leave me alone.
He's been searching the bag, for stuff to help him with this bomb problem. He pulls out Ultron's head, and he's like, cool. Throws it away, just in case, right? We don't know what happened to that head. Ultron is probably back now. He's probably building his arsenal.
Once more.
For Age of Ultron 2.
I love how
for the new
Ultron. I love how that movie is called Age of Ultron. It takes place over the course of like 2 days. It's more like the weekend of Ultron.
Weekend of Ultron? Well, this time it's going to be the week of Ultron. Because that's how long it's going to take them to beat this Ultron because they're new Avengers. They don't know how to beat a robot man.
Go on, Phil.
Thomas, keep spinning the plot. There's a bomb in his backpack. Sorry. He's a terrorist.
Yeah, he's terrorist man now. Not Spider-Man. Terrorist man. And he has a change of heart. And he's like, I don't want to be terrorist man anymore. And he's like, right, I'm going to escape.
Go fuck this bitch.
With the robot. He names the robot Karen. Karen's like, nice. I like my name. I was like, yeah, you're pretty hot. They flirt a bit. Maybe had a little one-night stand. Anyway, we don't know. Right? Spider-Man, he wakes up and he's like, I gotta go. And then he escapes the facility with his new web stuff as he tested it out during this time. It was his short period training arc where he trained to be the Spider's Man
We get
with
it,
new
Thomas!
tech.
Mr.
Sorry, I'm on
Weeb.
it. Right? So Spider-Man, he leaves. He goes back to school and he's like, I'm no longer Spider-Man. Because, no, he goes to boat, stuff happens, Tony's like, give suit. And he's like, no, I'm Spider-Man with this suit. It's like, if you're not with the suit, if you're Spider-Man with the suit and you're not Spider-Man without the suit, then you're not Spider-Man. It's like, please. And he's like, no, give suit. And he's like, I have no other clothes. And he's like, I don't care. Walk home naked, bitch. So he does go home. His aunt's like, what the fuck, Peter? Bitch slaps him. Then Peter's like, I'll be a good boy now. He has a normal academic life. He does good in school. He actually achieves something, which he was in crippling debt and other stuff when he was Spider-Man. But now, his life is good as Peter Parker. So we're seeing a bit of Spider-Man 2 in there, but not really.
Yeah.
But because Peter doesn't really struggle as much as Spider-Man 2 did.
Yeah,
but anyway. So Peter's just like, all right. And then he goes like, you know what? I don't know who this guy's daughter is, but I know the Vulture, and Vulture has a daughter. Peter doesn't know that this daughter is Vulture's daughter. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to ask her out. Because, yeah, fuck Vulture. Even though he didn't know Vulture was the father of her. Exactly. So he strolls up, be like, you, me, dance, let's go. She's like, okay. He goes to dance. He realizes, oh shit, Vulture daughter. Oh my god, big connection. Oh my god. And then he's like, I'm gonna stop you. And he's like, no. And he's like, please? And he's like, no. Vulture's like, right, get out of the car. Have fun with my daughter. Don't bring her into this. Spider-Man's like, I agree. I agree. Big respect. He has the dance. He boogie woogies. Then he's like, shoot, I forgot. I'm superhero. He runs. He gets new suit. But then, before he gets it on, Shocker appears. What a shocker. That's a big funny.
That one for 5 minutes.
Shocker zaps him again. Spider-Man's like, you know what? Psych. He finally gets another one after Ned does some big game moves and crashes a car, I think. Don't remember.
No, Ned
but
Ned does a web shooter.
Ned uses a web shooter and absolutely obliterates Shocker. Spider-Man's just like, you know what? You're new, Spider-Man. Give some suit. Now Ned's Spider-Man.
Oh, no.
But then Ned's like, it doesn't fit. So he gives it back. And then he's like, okay, but you're gonna be Spider-Man in my in the fourth film. Right? In an alternate universe, in a what if you're gonna be Spider-Man. He's like, nice. Spider-Man. Then he does Spider-Man things. He absolutely robs the shit out of Flash Thompson for years. He steals his shoes along with the car and his phone. Nobody knows this because Spider-Man doesn't steal. But Peter Parker does. And then he's just like, all right, I'm driving, crashing. Ned, he's on the computer trying to help him. Teacher comes in. What the fuck you doing? Ned's just like, porn. And teacher's like, let me see. And it's like, okay, bet. Then they watch porn together while Spider-Man goes and gets beat up by Vulture, who's trying to rob Tony Stark. Happy's like, no, he's not. Peter's like, yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Look out the window.
Nah. Vulture, he's about to rob plane. Spider-Man's like, psych. Beats him up on the beach like Normandy. Blood and guts everywhere. Plane crash. He's like, you know what? I have a responsibility. With great responsibility comes great power. Beats up Vulture. You're not a bad guy, but I still have to take you in. End credits. Spider-Man, he takes his mask off. He's like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. Aunt May going like, what the fuck? End credits.
I feel like I've aged 20 years.
That only took you, how long did that take you? Over 10 minutes.
I'm consistent.
While Thomas was explaining that, I was looking through some IMDb trivia, and guess what, Neve? Your complaint about the boxers. There's a reason you can't see the boxers on the suit.
Because he's wearing a tongue underneath.
He's wearing a tongue. Oh, I didn't know that, and I didn't want to know that. Sorry, it's not boxer briefs, it's boxer shorts.
Yeah, shorts.
No, there's a difference between shorts and boxer shorts. Big difference.
Same.
One of them has a hole for your penis to go through. The other one is short.
My Gaelic ones are probably fucking shorter than his.
Well, I don't know what to say now. That was so good, Thomas. That was so funny.
Can we get him to do it every week?
Yeah. I was gonna do that anyway.
Oh, I can't wait for Thomas to explain the Christmas movie.
Both? Well, no, we're not doing 2 Christmas movies. Have we explained this in the podcast yet? No, we've kept it a secret so far. We're doing 2 things for Christmas. Kind of an extra silly Christmas episode.
And we're filming.
Not 1, 2.
No,
2
we're doing
things. 1, 2.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna do 2 different episodes, or are we gonna do like 1 long episode?
2 different. I can't handle 1 long.
So like, will we do like 1 to release on Christmas and 1 to release on Christmas Eve?
I think Christmas and then St. Stephen's Day.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind. It's up to you, but like, I was under the impression we would just do like, we're basically doing an episode from a show, and then we're doing a movie.
We're doing a Christmas special, and then we're doing a Christmas movie.
Yeah. And I was just assuming that the Christmas special we wouldn't have many notes on, so we wouldn't be talking about it for too long anyway. Don't make that fit. How many notes do you have on that episode?
I haven't watched it yet, but fuck me, I
haven't watched it, but
I
I'm
didn't
Thomas.
write any note. I took like a couple of notes, and I was like, this was a good episode. Yeah. But we're gonna probably reveal that. I'd say we're gonna either reveal that next week or Spider-Man 3 episode.
Yeah.
No Way Home. But I'm very excited for those 2. It'll be funny.
Should we wrap up or?
We didn't talk about any of this movie pretty much.
It doesn't matter. Thomas had his little thing.
What did you think of the
What did you think of the plane?
What did you think of the plane? What was the plane like in your opinion? That plane is really cool in my opinion, because it's an idea we could probably do in real life, and just that hasn't happened yet.
I know.
Oh, I forgot one thing about the movie. Vulture, big scary bird. Yeah, very good.
You said that.
No.
No, we just said, oh man.
Oh. Okay.
You just kept mentioning
Vulture in comics is not scary. He's big poofy man with big.
Yeah.
He has big judge kind of thing for clowns. Big white yoke around his neck. He's like, bird. This vulture. Bird.
He's like, I have a fur coat. How about that, bitch? A leather faux jacket. I love the vulture design. I love the like talons on the legs. They're so scary. I like that scene where Spider-Man, he goes and gets wet, and he's like, I can't swim, and Iron Man's like, oh, I guess I can. And then he's like, oh, I'm not actually here, numbnuts. I'm in India. And then he is there when he comes back, and he's like, if you actually cared, you'd actually be here. And Iron Man's like,
oh my god, it's Robbie Downey.
what else is in this movie that's good? The Tinker is fun. I hope we get to see him more. The Shocker is fun, because he's like comic accurate to a point. I mean, the costume that is anyway. What else is in this movie? Aunt May is great in this movie. I love how they address that she's hot in this movie like twice.
But she's not on our Sally Field.
Yeah, but she's not like. They're 2 very different Aunt Mays.
No.
Sally Field didn't
You
think
know what?
Aunt May was
I'm gonna say it.
3-dimensional.
I'm gonna say it.
Go on.
I hope Aunt May dies in No Way Home.
I don't see. The thing is, okay, someone is going to die in No Way Home.
Yeah. My initial reaction to that was, and it's not going to be me.
But like, someone is. Because why is Peter all stroppy and he's like, I can't save everyone?
He's hardly getting upset over Sandman.
Yeah, like, there's 3 kind of big people it could be. MJ, Happy, Aunt May.
And Ned.
Maybe Ned.
I don't think it's Ned.
Ned's too much of a goat.
I think Ned is, first of all, too much of a goat. Second of all, Ned is the Hobgoblin in the comics. And I wonder if they're trying to psych us out with that, or if they're eventually going to go down that road.
I don't know.
Ned's gonna get jacked.
Big man. But I don't think they will do a Hobgoblin thing. But I feel like that he should just be in the movies. I feel like he fits really well. See, I don't know if it's Zendaya. But then again, I think Ned is also at the final battle in the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Because why is Zendaya there?
Yeah.
Because I think that's where the after... Or no. Remember those 3 photos that were released? Like, ages ago? Because they're in the little prison that Doc Ock is in. Like, that's where they were taken. But I think I remember seeing one of them at the Statue of Liberty. I don't know. That's really cool, though. I like the whole Statue of Liberty thing they're doing.
Yeah.
Because that was... I called that a year ago almost today. Or, like, a year ago to this point. Because there was... They shut down a road in New York and they were filming on it. And they forgot to take down a poster that said, like... Meet the new biggest Avenger. And it was a picture of the Statue of Liberty holding Captain America's shield. And there was a few people, myself included, who were like, what if they build a giant shield and put it on the Statue of Liberty? And that's what they're doing. It looks really cool. And also Tom Holland had mentioned like the Statue of Liberty in he was like, we're doing stuff with the Statue of Liberty and we're doing the biggest fight scene in superhero history pretty much. I don't know how they're topping Endgame. He was like, it's topping Endgame, so. Then again, if it has like all the Sinister Six, obviously it's gonna top Endgame. Because that's like wild.
No. Think about this. What if Sinister Six? Get rid of that. The Sinister 100.
Oh, I forgot about that. I thought
just
Thomas
has a dozen.
I thought Thomas was gonna make like a joke, like Sinister Six, or like the Sinister Dicks. Haha, got him. Because I misheard him when he said 6 the first time.
Nah, but think about it. Like every Spider-Man villain in the universe, big, and only 4 Spider-Man.
4?
Yeah, 4.
The Bill Murray one.
Nah, the Nicolas Cage one. Spider Noir. He's better.
I wouldn't like Nicolas Cage to play a live action Spider-Man Noir. I'd rather it be Keanu Reeves. If they were
My mother tried to convince me today that Con Air is a Christmas movie. She's wrong, but she was like, no, it's Christmas.
How is that a Christmas?
Wait,
what was her logic? Con Air.
She's like, he's going home.
I don't know that film.
Oh, Thomas, you have to watch
You've
Con
had a
Air.
weird phase about it last year.
Oh yeah, that's probably why.
He's blocked it out.
Steve Buscemi plays the most wanted criminal in the world.
Sick. What else is in this fucking movie? Childish Gambino's in this movie. What?
No, that's it. Movie's pretty good.
Movie's good.
Reviews. Let's go.
So,
Tom,
just
actually, I want to ask both of you really quickly, right? So far, we've seen up to this movie. So far, how would you rank the Spider-Man movies? Like, all of them. Which is the best one in your opinions?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's this
Best one.
one. If we're not including Far From Home, because Thomas hasn't seen it, I think it's this one, in my opinion.
I don't know. I like the Amazing Spider-Man a lot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the first one as well, but I also don't like it. I think my biggest problem with the first Amazing Spider-Man, though, is that it's like the lizard design looks kind of bad.
Yeah.
I think it would have been fine if he kept the lab coat on. He wears the lab coat for like a scene and then he takes it off. I think it would have been it just would have looked so much better if they kept it.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason they're not doing it in the new movie is because I think they want to set up Oscorp, but they don't want to get it confused with the Andrew Garfield, or not. Yeah, Andrew Garfield.
That's the thing that they kept saying. They're like, oh yeah, or it kept going up in Hawkeye, like, oh, someone bought Avengers Tower.
Yeah, it's
Oscorp.
It's either
Definitely.
Oscorp or Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, it can't be.
But based
It
on
can't be fucking Tesco down the road that bought their headquarters. Like,
Lidl and Aldi, they've split it down the middle, and you have to like they're at war with each other. No, what is it? That like based on rumors, they were saying that, or not rumors, I think it was quotes, I don't remember, but someone was saying that what they want to bring in the Green Goblin, but they want to bring in Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin and then reveal him as Norman Osborn to Peter. So then Peter goes and investigates his Norman Osborn in the MCU. And then because we were meant to see who that was at the end of Far From Home, but we didn't. They removed the credit scene, or they didn't film it. Then investigate him, realize he's like a really big advocate for the Avengers, and he's the one that bought Avengers Tower. That's kind of what some rumors and stuff were saying. But also, at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, they have like the scene where he's like like swinging through the city, and you can see it like under construction, I think. And then the next scene says like 1, 2, 3 ? We can't wait to show you what's next. And then we obviously saw Fantastic Four like is real a couple months later, a year later. When did they confirm that movie? A year and a half later. I can't wait for that. I want to know who's in that movie, in the fucking Fantastic Four movie.
If it ain't John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic,
I don't think it'll do as well if he's not Mr. Fantastic.
He has to be.
I think it would be so perfect.
He wants to be in the MCU.
He does, and he met with Disney. He met with Disney a year ago, and they said no, it wasn't because of MCU stuff.
I know, we were talking about The Office.
Yeah, I know. Are we leaving?
No,
or wait, go on.
The thing is, he auditioned for Captain America.
He did, and everyone else that auditioned for Captain America is in the MCU right now.
He got fairly close.
He did. He was like, it was him, John Watts, and Chris Evans, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
They were like the main ones. Or not John Watts, sorry, that's the director of this movie. Your man who plays US Agent.
Wyatt Russell.
Yes, Wyatt Russell.
Yeah, because it's Kurt Russell. So.
Yeah.
No. I don't know.
I don't know. I would love to see, I think I've said this on the podcast, but I would love to see Adam Sandler voicing The Thing.
You
just because
have.
it's so stupid and it would be really funny. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, and like Anthony Ramos. Did you hear about Anthony Ramos? I don't want to see The Rock as The Thing. I do not want to see The Rock as The Thing.
Anthony Ramos.
Yeah, cheated on his soon-to-be wife. Kind of
2 weeks.
yeah. I would also love to see if they don't want to go with Anthony Ramos, who I feel like is a quite likely pick because he's done a lot of stuff for Disney.
Yeah.
Also, I would love to see Zac Efron
Oh,
as a lot of people
I
want to see
think
him, but like
now, I think Dylan O'Brien would be good,
Dylan Brown would be good actually.
and he auditioned for Spider-Man.
He did. I'd love to see Asa Butterfield.
Oh.
Otis Milburn.
Oh, I love Asa.
He was also in talks to play Spider-Man. He like
I feel
auditioned
like
as well.
it feels like anyone who was in between 20 and like 30 were out.
20 and 35. It was like any straight white men with brown hair, which is most of Hollywood.
British or not.
American or whatever you want, honestly.
I'd love to see an Irish Spider-Man.
I would.
Come here to me.
Imagine like
in Dublin.
Imagine Barry Keoghan playing him. I was thinking before, I was like, wouldn't it be really funny if I made an Irish Spider-Man comic and tried selling it to Marvel? Because it's just like Spider-Man in the middle of nowhere. And it's just really bad references to Irish things. He goes shopping at a little.
He goes shopping in Blanche.
It's the rhinoceros lad.
What's an Irish animal? It's the bull. Oh, fuck's sake.
Then we got the crow.
The crow. What kind of sea life do we have here? It's the pike.
It's fungi.
It's fungi. The Delph. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. is after losing his face shield.
Good.
Good, I want to see his sexy face. Where'd it go?
Irish Spider-Man. Imagine him just swinging through the streets of Dublin. Hey, you fucking spider or something?
Are you Mr. Spider? Are you that spider boy, are ya? Come here to me now.
That's like the fucking thing about Roddy Doyle. Sorry, this is a bit of a tangent. But fucking, when they were filming The Snapper, he was there, walking through, like, I don't know where it was. It was fucking north side anyway. And so the fella goes, are you Roddy Doyle? And he's like, yeah. And then the fella goes, what about it?
What the? Oh, I love Irish people so much. Do you know what I always forget? Brendan O'Carroll is in those movies.
Oh yeah, he's in the van.
He's in the van. And it's just so funny, because, like, he's just Brendan O'Carroll.
And he's just like, it's Italian 90. Gotta love Italian 90.
The mother just threw a bag. Something at me. What, Thomas?
You know who I'd like to see in the MCU?
Keanu Reeves.
No, Robert Sheehan.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to see Charlie... What's his name? Charlie Hunnam.
I thought you were going to say Charlie Hawley, and I was like, no, he was T-shirt.
I'd also like to see... Probably my
Michael
top
D.
3... A Michael D reference. I'd love to see Charlie Hunnam.
I'd love to see Michael D play the Watcher.
No.
It's so stupid. It's such a weird idea, but it's so good. It's so funny.
Imagine him. Little Limerick man.
I'd love to see Charlie Hunnam. What's his name? Scott Eastwood. I love Scott Eastwood. I want to see him play Wolverine, or anyone for that matter. Like, a load of people want him to play Wolverine, me included.
I'd like to see Cillian Murphy as someone.
Yeah. I'd also like to see I had another one there. Not Ansel your man who plays Rocket Man, and he's in not West Side Story. He's in
Aaron Egerton.
Yes.
Taryn.
Especially
I'd love to
since
see
your man from Rocketman's in the MCU now as well.
Richard Madden.
Yes, that man. Thomas, go on. Who would you love to see?
I'd love to see Black Bolt.
They have Black Bolt is in the MCU, Thomas.
Let's go.
It's not good.
Uh,
He's in the Inhumans, like the TV show, and it is
uh,
dog shit. They do like
uh,
what?
What one is it?
It was meant to be okay. So the Inhumans is okay. Basically, the Inhumans are a bunch of humans that have inhuman abilities, and they were sent up to the moon to live there. And they mine these moon crystals, and the moon crystals give them power. And based on their power, they either get to wine and dine with the royal family, or they get sent back into the caves to mine for more crystals. And it's really bad. And then that's like the start of it. And then a few of them get sent down to Hawaii. This was made years ago. And it's really weird because like some of it is this weird like Uncharted type thing out in Hawaii, in the like Hawaiian jungle. There's a man who has like, he's meant to have like centaur legs, like bull legs, but he only has them for 2 episodes. Or like or like half the show or something. There's a big dog, and the CGI of the big dog gets progressively worse because they ran out of budget. There's a storyline where the big dog that I just mentioned is in a barn, and they're like, shit, there's a big dog in a barn. But basically, Black Bolt is meant to be mute or mute, and
I know.
so he does sign language, not real sign language, because they weren't arsed to do it. They were just like, just make it up. So he's literally just, yeah, he's doing the renegades. He's just doing like this the whole time, and it's really weird and really disrespectful, like when you think about it. But it's really funny because if you go to Disney Plus and you type in like Cars, all the Cars movies and media comes up, and then there's like, you might also like this. It's like Star Wars, like the Mandalorian and shit. It's like, okay, you look up Star Wars, probably some MCU stuff comes up, probably like Coco, Luca, who knows, something shite like that probably comes up. If you type in the Inhumans, it's the only thing that comes up. There's no, here's other Marvel movies, other X-Men titles, none of that. It's just the Inhumans, and it's really funny. Not even the Inhuman show, which Disney have the rights to. It's not even on Disney Plus. Like the animated show from like years ago. And it's just so bad. It was originally meant to be a movie, and it's the only ever Marvel movie that was meant to be a movie that didn't get released. And I'm very thankful for it. They also they released the first 2 episodes in IMAX theaters, and then they just didn't release the rest of it in IMAX. I think they released it on like, I think they just had it on normal TV. It was really weird. I think they were like, shit, no one likes this. We're just gonna stop putting it in theaters because we're gonna end up spending more money on like licensing than we're gonna make. We might have to do that for the podcast sometime though.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Terrible movie. Or show, sorry.
The only terrible movie we're doing is Con Air.
The only terrible movie we're doing is Yogi Bear. Woo-woo.
Yeah, Yogi Bear's deadly.
Right. Well, we've been recording for a while. This is like almost 2 hours long, so
yes,
we're gonna end off here. Thank you for explaining the plot, Thomas. It was a great 12 minutes to sit through. I'm gonna go eat whatever this is. So yeah, join us next week for Spider-Man, the one with Mysterio.
And the one with Jake Gyllenhaal, and we won't get into Jake Gyllenhaal because fuck Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
What?
You heard me, Thomas. He broke Taylor Swift's heart. He still has her scarf.
Cool.
Well, no, isn't it like his sister has her scarf, and there's like an ambiguity as to whether or not she ever sent it back, or she knows that it was Taylor's.
Yeah, I think it's also a metaphor for like Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal.
Sure, Jake Gyllenhaal,
Taylor's
he's grand.
virginity, but sure.
Hmm.
It isn't a music podcast, is it now? It's a movie one.
Jake Gyllenhaal, lad.
Anyway.
We're gonna leave it at that. Jake Gyllenhaal, mad lad.
Exactly.
I've been Jordan.
I've been Eve.
Wait, we didn't rank it. We didn't review like score.
Boy,
Hey, Tom. 9.
10.
8.
Grand.
Fuck. Okay.
Continue.
I've been Jordan.
I've been Eve.
And I've been Thomas.
That's us. The
Good.
boys. We've been the Silly Geese podcast. Tune in next week. Same Goose time, same Goose channel. I forget this every single week. Same Goose time, same Goose channel. Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck.
Look.